In the heart of Asia, one of the oldest and most enduring civilizations on Earth has woven its tale through millennia, leaving an indelible mark on the world. This is the story of a land where dynasties rose and fell like the ebb and flow of the great Yangtze River, where emperors once ruled with divine authority, and where revolutionary ideas would ignite the passions of millions. But China's history is not just about the grandeur of emperors or the rise and fall of vast empires. It is the story of a people's resilience, an unyielding spirit that has weathered invasions, famine, internal strife, and revolution. Today, China stands as a global powerhouse, but to understand its present is to embark on a journey into its extraordinary past. It is a journey that spans thousands of years, one that weaves together ancient philosophy, warfare, invention, and culture. So how did China go from the terracotta armies of Qin Shi Huang to the bustling modern cities of Shanghai and Beijing? How did this ancient empire, once at the center of the world, transform into a force that shapes global geopolitics today? Let us travel back through time, to a land where the past never truly leaves, and every step forward is intertwined with the lessons of history. To understand China, we must begin where the story of its civilization truly begins, around 5,000 years ago, in the fertile plains of the Yellow River, known as the Huang He. It was here that the earliest Chinese societies began to emerge, cultivating crops, building settlements, and developing a written language that would evolve into one of the world's oldest systems still in use today. The Xia dynasty, often regarded as China's first, is shrouded in legend and mystery. Many historians debate whether it was truly the first or merely the mythic progenitor of all later Chinese kingdoms. What we do know is that from these early periods emerged a distinct culture, one that would lay the groundwork for the rise of one of the world's most sophisticated civilizations. From the Xia, the Shang dynasty, 1600 to 1046 BCE, would rise to prominence. Known for its advances in metallurgy, writing, and military power, the Shang ruled from their capital at Anyang. They were also the first to leave behind substantial archaeological evidence of their existence. Oracle bones, used for divination and to record the thoughts of kings, provide us with a window into their world, where religion, politics, and fate were intricately intertwined. Fast forward to the 3rd century BCE. The Warring States period had fractured China into numerous feuding kingdoms, but from the chaos of warfare and disunity would rise the first unified Chinese empire, under the leadership of Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. Qin Shi Huang's reign, 221 to 206 BCE, marked a turning point. He abolished the old feudal system, centralized power, and laid the foundation for China's imperial system. His most famous legacy, the Terracotta Army, thousands of life-size statues designed to protect him in the afterlife, remains a testament to his ambition and power. But his reign was not just about grand monuments. Qin's reforms, including standardized weights, measures, and a unified written script, laid the groundwork for the unity and strength of future Chinese empires. Yet, the Qin dynasty was short-lived, collapsing shortly after Qin Shi Huang's death. It was the Han dynasty, 206 to 220 BCE, that would build upon the foundation of the Qin and solidify the Chinese empire. The Han era was a golden age for China, a period of economic prosperity, technological advancements, and cultural flourishing. The Silk Road, the ancient trade route that connected China with Europe and the Middle East, thrived during this period, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. The Han dynasty's influence would extend far beyond its borders, shaping not just China, but much of East Asia, as its culture, language, and philosophy would spread to Korea, Japan, and Vietnam. But the grandeur of the Han dynasty was not to last forever. By the 3rd century CE, China was divided once again, this time into 3 rival kingdoms, Wei, Shu, and Wu. The Three Kingdoms period, 220 to 280 CE, is one of the most romanticized eras in Chinese history, a time of warlords, strategy, and intrigue. Despite the chaos of this period, it would set the stage for the eventual reunification of China under the Jin dynasty and later the Tang dynasty. But the fractures in Chinese society, and the frequent cycles of unity followed by division, would continue to shape the empire for centuries to come. By the 7th century, China was once again united under the Tang dynasty, 618 to 907 CE, a period often regarded as one of the most prosperous in Chinese history. The Tang brought about political stability, military prowess, and cultural renaissance. The capital city, Chang'an, was the most populous and cosmopolitan city in the world, attracting scholars, traders, and travelers from across Asia and beyond. The Tang dynasty was also a period of great artistic achievement, with poetry, painting, and ceramics reaching new heights. After the fall of the Tang, the Song dynasty 960 to 1279 CE would usher in an era of technological innovation and economic growth. The invention of gunpowder, the compass, and printing, each a world-changing advancement, emerged during the Song period. It was also during this time that China's economy began to shift from agriculture to trade and industry, and the idea of urbanization began to take root in China's bustling cities. Yet, for all its cultural and technological achievements, the Song dynasty would eventually fall to the Mongols, a nomadic people from the steppes of Central Asia. In 1279, under the leadership of Kublai Khan, the Mongols established the Yuan dynasty, ruling China for nearly a century. This was the first time China had been ruled by a foreign power, and the Yuan dynasty's legacy is a subject of debate. While the Mongols introduced new administrative structures and promoted trade, their rule also led to widespread resentment among the native Chinese population, contributing to instability and rebellions. However, the Yuan dynasty's fall in 1368 did not end the Mongol presence in China, as many of the Mongol practices and policies influenced the Ming dynasty, which would follow. The Ming dynasty, 1368 to 1644, is often seen as one of the high points of Chinese civilization. Under the Ming, China saw significant cultural, artistic, and architectural developments. The Great Wall, in its current form, was largely rebuilt during this period to defend against Mongol incursions from the north. The Ming era was also a time of exploration, most famously through the voyages of Admiral Zhang He, whose fleet of massive ships sailed as far as Africa, bringing China into contact with distant parts of the world. Yet, for all its glory, the Ming dynasty ultimately fell due to internal corruption, economic decline, and external threats. In 1644, China was once again ruled by foreign conquerors, the Manchus, who founded the Qing dynasty. The Qing were initially seen as foreign invaders, but over time they assimilated into Chinese culture, maintaining many of the same traditions as their Han predecessors. Under the Qing, China experienced territorial expansion, economic growth, and a flourishing of arts and culture. However, this period also saw significant internal and external challenges. The 19th century marked a time of profound change and crisis for China. The Opium Wars with Britain, the Taiping Rebellion, and the Boxer Rebellion all contributed to the weakening of the Qing dynasty, leading to the fall of the imperial system in 1912 and the establishment of the Republic of China. The early 20th century was a time of great turbulence for China. Following the collapse of the Qing, China struggled with warlordism, foreign intervention, and internal strife. The rise of the Communist Party, under the leadership of Mao Zedong, would fundamentally alter China's trajectory. After years of civil war and Japanese invasion, the Communists triumphed in 1949, establishing the People's Republic of China. Mao's policies, including the Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution, would have profound consequences on China, both positive and negative. While Mao's leadership solidified communist rule, his radical policies led to widespread famine, societal upheaval, and the loss of millions of lives. In the late 20th and early 21st centuries, China underwent one of the most dramatic transformations in human history. Under the leadership of Deng Xiaoping, China embraced economic reforms that shifted the country from a centrally planned economy to a market-driven one. The opening of China to the outside world led to unprecedented economic growth, lifting hundreds of millions of people out of poverty and transforming China into the world's second-largest economy. Today, China is a global superpower, both economically and politically. It is a nation that looks back to its ancient traditions while pushing forward into the future with cutting-edge technology, infrastructure, and a growing influence on the world stage. From its ancient dynasties to its revolutionary moments, China's history is a complex tapestry of triumphs and tragedies, of philosophy and warfare, of culture and technology. It is a story that continues to unfold, with the echoes of the past guiding the present and the future. The journey from ancient civilization to modern superpower is a tale that remains as captivating as it is inspiring, a reminder that history is not just about the past, but the ever-present story of who we are and where we are headed. And so, as the world watches China's rise, we must remember that its story is far from over. It is still being written.